Good evening and welcome into Nightcap with RhinoMan. Hey, we got a great guest today coming on the show, RhinoMan Slots. We're going to find out all about her in a minute. But first, as I do, I got 3 questions for you. And I'd like to welcome in SoCal Slots, new member to the Good Vibes crew. You see the banner going across the bottom. Hey, we'll get to that in a few minutes. But first, the 3 questions. Right here. Question number 1. Was there an event in your life that defined explanation? Hey, let me know. I want to know if something happened in your life that defined explanation. Hey, it could be anything. It could be like one of those things that happens. You see it all the time. You decided not to take a trip and the plane crashed or something like that. Hey, let me know if you've ever had one of those experiences. That's question number 1. Question number 2. What do you prefer to do most? Do you prefer to call, talk to somebody on the phone, or text? Hey, I'm one of the old school people. I like to call, talk to somebody on the phone. I'm still one of those rotary dial persons that has one of those phones. Kids today don't even know what that is. But what are you? More of a phone person or more of a texter? Let me know. I'll get to everybody in the chat in a minute. And last one, with coronavirus, there was a lot of things that happened. One of the one things that happened to a lot of the casinos, they took away the buffets. That brings up the question, how do you feel about buffets? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? When we didn't have them due to COVID, we found other ways to eat without the buffets in the casinos. What do you think about that? Hey, let me know. I really want to know. Let's see who we got. New subs to the channel. Same one is out there before. Let me see here. The banner is going across the bottom right there. I'll wait for it to come back, and I'll talk to whoever's in the chat right now. Let's see who is in the house. Okay, so first of all, I want to say I don't see her in here yet. Susan wants to sit by a fire with Bruce Springsteen. That's her name for today. Appreciate it. Didn't get a chance to change my banner yet. It'll be changed for tomorrow's show. And the new subscriber to the channel, the one and only new subscriber today is, wow, I'm having a hard time even seeing the banner go across. Slot King Dreams. Hey, welcome in, Good Vibes crew. We know who they are. Gamblers Unknown, Yoshi Slots, NES Slots, NES Scratcher, of course, SoCal Slots, Robert Kaczynski, Gambleby Slots and more, Bradley Jones, Love Struck Gambling, and Becky A. Hey, thank you guys for being members of the Good Vibes crew. Who's in the chat? I see Randy the Slot Wizard, Cindy A. Haven't seen Cindy A in a while. Welcome in, Cindy A. How are you doing? I see Oklahoma Casino Scratcher, Oklahoma Casino Review and Slots. I see Whalers in the house. I see D-Call 17802. He had to run and get a case of Corona, bro. I wish you would have got me one too. Sister Yoshi's in the house. Channel manager, there you go. Yo Anja's in the house. Hey, appreciate you guys coming in. If you're in the background, come in, say hi to me. I really appreciate that. Just pop your head in and say, hey, what's going on, RhinoMan? I'm here listening in the background like Scotty H-Town. She said, now you really appreciate the cowboy hat. West Texas is in the house. Life of a Gambler. Bobby, what's going on, bro? Are you home in California? Or are you still on Vegas in Vegas? Hey, on Vegas in Vegas. You had a wonderful time there, I'm sure, hanging out with NES. You were getting around, especially after those 13 shots of 1942. Hey, guys, let's bring Rose S in, and we'll get her on the live, and then we'll talk to her for a second here. I know you did watch that live with Bobby, right?
And the slot freaks, yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was 13 shots. I know he started drinking with NG first.
Oh,
he
yeah.
Started drinking with NG first, so he might have been up to 13 shots by the time the slot freak started.
Yeah, no, he was definitely up to 13 shots. Now, there's something about Bobby you guys don't know. I hung with him while he was playing roulette. I watched him, and I was like, hey, bro, let me buy you a drink. Let me get you something to drink. And he's like, no, I don't want your drink. But as soon as the other guy at the table said, hey, I'm buying shots for everybody, somebody said a 1942. Bobby's like, yeah, I'll take a shot in 1942. Hey, he wasn't going to take my Cuervo, but he'll take that 1942. Yeah, I see where you're at, Bobby. I know you. Anyway.
He said NG and then have fun with NG, 1 single and 6 doubles. That's 13 drinks.
Exactly. They were throwing down those devils like crazy. And it showed. Bobby was like, he started getting louder at the Slot Freaks stuff. Never say no to the good stuff. Hey, you're absolutely right. Miss Yoshi's in the house. Thank you for coming in.
I miss Yoshi.
So real quick, for those that don't know you in the chat, quickly introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you're about.
I'm RhinoMan Slots.
Okay.
I go by Rose. That is not my first name because there are people who will Google whatever. That is not my first name. I tell people that all the time. If you call me by my first name, it's a business transaction. I know you from high school or you grew up around my parents because those are the only people that call me by my first name.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there.
Go ahead.
And I'm just going to toss this out because it's another question that I have. There's a lot of people that are online now that, I'm going to protect my identity. I don't want anybody to know my name, where I live, what I do, or anything. Let's take it back maybe not even 10 years. They used to deliver the phone book to your house and toss it right at your door. And the white pages, they had everybody's name and address and all that information right in there. But now
and you
we're
can
all
still
protected.
buy those, but they're called a reverse directory.
Oh, now they're called a reverse directory.
They're called a reverse directory, and there are still people who publish them that still have your information. The only way your information is not published is depending on who your phone carrier is. You have to sign that little thing or click your little thing and say that you don't want your name and number published. Otherwise, it goes in a reverse directory, and sometimes they will pick up on everything. So you have to be careful.
Scotty H. Town says, if you know my first name, you're in collections. Hey, I'll bet they are, Scotty. You're a gambler like the rest of us.
Yep.
Okay, so I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I thought it's funny. Everybody's so protective nowadays of their.
I'm not protective about my first name. My first name is Laverne. It was my grandmother's name. My mother's mother who passed when she was an infant. I just don't use it socially. If you call me Laverne and it's not about business and I don't know you as somebody long-term from high school or family, I probably won't respond. But I mean, I don't have a problem with people knowing my first name. It's just not what I go by socially. So, I mean, I'm a Bay Area native. I was born in Berkeley, California and grew up in Oakland. So I am a Bay Area native. I've lived out of the Bay Area once for 6 months during the time I thought I was going to transition to Texas when my kids were really young, but I chose not to. I have family in Louisiana and Texas. I'm 54. Most women don't tell their age. I'm a proud 54-year-old because I'm a breast cancer survivor. I didn't think I would make it to 54. So I'm proud of my age.
Well, you don't look your age, that's for sure. Real quick, Texas Scratchaholic, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Wayne's World, Vegas Slots, Yo Ange. Thank you guys for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Come in and tell a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a Bay Area native. I have 2 sons. 36 and 33. My youngest one is the pit bull in the family. If you've been around me anytime, hi, Miss Karen, anytime, casino lady, anytime, in person, or if I'm around you and we're gambling, about every hour and a half, every 45 minutes, I'm going to get a text or a call from the pit bull, which is my youngest son, because he wants to know if I'm safe, who I'm with, what's going on. I have 1 older sibling by 8 years. I am the only girl and the baby of the family. So yes, I am spoiled and I do like things my way. That is the disclaimer I give up front.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with being the baby and getting everything your way.
Well, my father did not give me everything my way. I always got I got everything I needed and probably 75% of the stuff I wanted.
Okay.
My first car was a 1966 Ford Mustang 240. That was my first car.
Do you still have that?
I wish I did. No, I don't.
Right.
Right. I got it when I was 13, and my father was old school. I had to put in sweat equity hours for it. So that means if he went to the junkyard and got a fender, I had to pull a fender. I had to put it on. I had to learn how to change my own oil, change a tire, all that stuff before he gave me the keys at 18.
You know, I think that's an important trait for any girl to learn how to do. Not just girl, kids, period, to learn how to work on their own car, change your own tire, do your own oil. However,
it's hard nowadays because cars are so intricate. You can't do like I did and you did growing up. You can't, when you run out of gas, go to the gas station, get $2 worth of gas, lift the carburetor, pour some in there, pump it a couple of times, and it starts right up. Now you got to get your car towed to the dealership to get it started.
Yeah, actually, it's like King Dream. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Hey, people, hope all is well. Hope all is well with you too. Thank you very much for coming in with that. So you can go to the gas station and get $2 worth of gas. Only it's going to be in a shot cup instead of a can nowadays. I'm just saying.
If $2 makes it in a shot glass. I mean, at $5 here, I just got gas at Safeway near where? Safeway near the College of Alameda. It was $5.09. That's the cheapest I've seen it. $5.09 a gallon.
And you're happy to play that right now because just a couple of months ago it was 7 something. Over down here in LA, it was 7 something. Easily. Where did you go to school up in Oaktown?
I started out in public school. I went, believe it or not, where my house is situated. There, when I was growing up, there was a elementary school and a middle school. So I was like a block and a half away from school.
Okay.
I went to elementary school. At the time, it was called Lockwood Elementary. And I went to high school at Havensport Junior High School. That is when 9th grade was still a part of middle school.
I remember those days.
I went to my parents, my brother, no offense to you guys, but you older brothers with younger siblings, you screw it up for everybody. Everybody. My brother went to school, public school. He got to high school, acted a jack bunny. And so by the time it was time for me to go to high school, my parents decided to put me not only in private school, but Catholic private school. Oh, wow. So I flunked the first 2 tests at the first 2 schools because they had uniforms. I didn't want to go there. One was a co-ed, one was an all-girls school. I wasn't going. So I flunked the test. And by the time the 3rd one came, my mom said, look here, I know you're smarter than this. If you don't pass this test, we're going to have problems. So I ended up at St. Elizabeth High School on 35th Avenue in Oakland, which was co-ed and no uniform. So that's where I chose to go to school.
Okay. So how many times did you get your hands whacked with those rulers?
By the time I went to high school in 86, 83, 84, they could no longer do that.
Oh, okay.
They could no longer whack your hands.
So Sly King Dream says gas here in Indianapolis is now $3.99.
You ain't gotta brag. I mean, dang.
Damn, I would love to have the gas prices. Right now, it's still in the mid $5 here. It's like $5.50 something, $5.60 something. And I got to get on that freeway tomorrow and drive in that traffic. And I'm not looking forward to it either. I would rather stick that $100 into a slot machine than to the gas tank.
Hey, I went and got gas, 2 weeks ago? And, excuse me, somebody's calling, of course. I went and got gas 2 weeks ago. I think it was $5.26 a gallon, and I wouldn't have the 45,000 mile service on my car. It wasn't 40. It's not even at 45,000 miles. Well, just got. But I went to the gas station. I got it all down, put in some cleaner and stuff. It was at a quarter of a tank, and I kid you not, it was $74 and like 20 something cents, and I almost passed out.
Yep. No, every time I go to the gas station, it's $100. Whether I take the Highlander or the Mustang, it's the same thing.
I'm a Costco girl. I plan, it's sad to say, but I plan all my trips around Costco. If I go to Southern California, I know where every Costco is along the way. If I go up to Reno, Tahoe, whatever, I know where all the Costcos are along the way because I'm going to stop at a Costco.
Exactly. Beer Belly Slots, thank you for coming in. Okay, I'm going to ask you about that, what you just said. I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but you did say you know where all the Costcos are coming from Oakland to California. How do you make that trip? Do you plan that trip? Do you stop at Tachi, for instance, casino on your way down here, or did you just take a straight shot?
I know all the Southern California people are going to kill me. All the times that I've been to Southern California, I've never been to a casino in Southern California.
What?
Never been.
No, we gotta change that. Naked, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Please drop that super chat. I'm waiting for it. You guys have been coming into all my lives. You haven't dropped one super chat this whole time. I'm going to tell them start banning you. And what is dating AI match 84%? I don't know about that, but drop that super chat. Anyway, yeah, they come in just being rude.
I'm a moderator in a couple of channels, so yeah, they come around. They make their rounds.
So Rain's World wants to know, are you a gambler? Now that's a loaded question. We're going to talk about gambling in a minute, but she wants to know, are you a gambler?
Define what you call gambling. I'll ask her that. Because as far as I'm concerned, slots are gambling. It's a game of chance.
Yes.
I don't play cards. Any kind of cards. I don't play Big Whiz. I don't play any cards. I tried poker when I was younger. My father told me if I wasn't playing with him, my brother, my ex-husband, or a family member to never play because I don't play. Okay. So I don't play cards. I will play 21 or roulette every blue moon, but slots are what I do. Slots are what I do.
So she says, if you pass a casino, you can't resist.
Not true. I'm a gambler, and I have gone beyond my personal set limits, but I have not bet the farm.
Okay.
I will say that. I have gone outside of my limits of what I personally set for a loss, but I have never gone to the point. I've never gone to a loan shark. I've never pawned any jewelry, car title, or anything. I've never gone that far.
Okay, so we'll talk about that when we get to gambling. I still have a few more questions about what was the toughest part growing up for you. Growing up for you. Period. What was the hardest part? Was it the high school? Was it being in the family, in a small family? Because I think you said you have only four siblings, right? One sibling. But your parents came from huge families.
My father came from a family of 3. He had 2 older sisters. He was the baby of his family. My mother came from a family of 14. 13 children survived, and that was from 2 marriages.
Wow. So,
yeah, I come from a lot of people. So growing up, the hardest thing for me, there were hard parts to my childhood. The hardest part is when I was about 4 years old. My mom was what we now call a caregiver. Back then it was called a companion. She was a companion for a retired doctor in Berkeley, California, about 10 minutes from UC Berkeley.
Okay.
About 10 minutes from where we live, so it was halfway. And while she was there, two young gentlemen attempted to rob the house, thinking the retired doctor had medication in the house. She would see college students, give them vitamins, advice, and stuff like that. But they thought it was an actual clinic. And they tied up my mother, the lady there. They put a pillow to the back of my mother's head and pulled the trigger on a snub nose 38.
Oh, shit.
So fortunately, they did use a thicker pillow because that slowed down the trajectory of the bullet. It did fracture my mom's skull and she did lose some eyesight, but she lived to tell.
Okay.
That was the hardest part of my childhood. Everything else compared to that was just annoyance, and people got on my nerves. I cried a few things because I was always the tallest. I was always the girl with the biggest foot. I was 5'6". I was 5'6" in the 6th grade.
Okay. So real quick, Yoshi Slot says, "We love you, Rose S."
Oh,
$4.99 super chat. Thank you so much.
They were the first. They were the first people I met from the slot community and had a collaboration with. I didn't get a chance to meet Mama. She was on babysitting duties in Lake Tahoe, but they were the first family of the slot community that I met in person.
That's awesome.
So they hold a special place in my heart.
So you met three out of the 4 Yoshis, or three out of the 5. Three out of the 5.
No, I met Miss Yoshi, and Sister Yoshi. Who did I miss?
Brother Yoshi, right here. Brother.
Well, yeah, Yoshi. He's Yoshi. Miss Yoshi.
No, I'm Brother Yoshi.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Okay, you adopted child.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did see the videos out there when they went out to see you over there.
Yeah. So, but as far as my childhood, that was probably the hardest part of my childhood. Other than that, everything else was just an annoyance and growing pains.
Okay. So when you were growing up, did your dad keep you on lockdown?
The crazy part about that, he didn't have to. My father was a businessman in the Bay Area, and because my father, like me, was a social animal, people knew and respected my father a great deal. So my mother and father had eyes everywhere. There are people who probably went to their afterlife that I grew up around that probably didn't know my name, that knew me as Johnny's daughter. I was Mr. Johnny's daughter.
Okay.
And the one and only time that I tried to skip school, my dad's sister saw me downtown Oakland on 14th and Broadway and made me and my best friend get in the car and took me to my dad. But people still, until my father left this earth, me and my 2 sons, I was an adult with grown kids, and people was like, "We saw your daughter at the bar and so, we saw your daughter." There were people that told my dad I was at the casino. My dad didn't even know I was at the casino. They were like, "Hey, we know, we saw your daughter up in Cash Creek." And my dad be like, "Oh, you always talk about you broke, but you at Cash Creek." I'm like, "How do you know this?" He's like, "I got eyes everywhere." And he did. He had eyes everywhere. So I never really had to be on lockdown. My parents, everybody told my parents where I was.
Okay. That's awesome. So take us through a typical day for you, right? Where do you work?
I am fortunate enough, I work independently. I have technically 2 jobs. I'm a caregiver for my youngest son. Okay. My youngest son in 2013 was a victim of violence, gun violence. He was shot in the chest and the bullet ricocheted off of one of his ribs and went down and went through his diaphragm and severed his L1 and L2.
Oh, wow.
Well, they didn't sever, but they did enough damage that he is a paraplegic, which means he has no control over his lower extremities. He cannot move his legs, flex his toes. He cannot do any of that. He does have some feeling in his thighs,
Okay.
but pretty much he cannot stand or walk on his own. So I'm his full-time caregiver. I have been since 2014.
Wow.
When my father and my mother and my aunt were alive, I helped my father take care of my mother until she passed, and she passed at 69. The following year, she passed in '09. No, I'm sorry. Yes, she passed in '09. My aunt got sick and passed in 2011. I was her caregiver, my father and I was my father's caregiver until 2016. So I've been a caregiver since 2008, independently. And then I am a trustee for the family trust. My family had residential and commercial properties. About
Okay.
2 years ago, I sold the commercial property. And so I am over the residential property, 2 houses.
Okay.
Thank you, Cindy A. So that's my full-time job. I'm a full-time caregiver to my son, who can do some things on his own, but he doesn't like cook or wash or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I take care of the family properties, which means I have to work with the property management company for one property. I live in the other. So, there's older homes. There's always something that's got to be done and taken care of.
Okay. So take us through a typical day for you.
Typical day. Let's take today, a Monday, for instance. Monday, beginning of the month, I get up around 8:30ish, check all the emails personally, professionally, make sure if my son has any appointments, those are scheduled or up to be scheduled. Check emails, contact the property management company if there's anything on schedule with the property management company. Make sure that insurances are current, up to date. Run an inventory of what projects we may have coming up or coming. There's always something to be done. I got gardeners, I got, painters, I got handy people that may have to go out and do things. With my son, he gets up, starts his day. My granddaughter's here now, so they get up, breakfast is done. We figure out what we're going to do today. We're going to go out, get some exercise. We like to go sometime to the marina in San Leandro. He rolls around, I walk. We get our exercise, we come back, we get something to eat. He does his, before all that, he gets up, he does his daily routine of taking care of his bodily functions and everything, brush teeth, wash face, puts on his clothes. We get dressed, we go out, we run errands. Today we had to go to the grocery store. So there's, getting up, getting in the car. He has a wheelchair. We go where we need to go, get out, go around the grocery store, grocery shop, anywhere else we have to go. He gets out, does his business. I have to either disassemble his wheelchair, put it in the trunk of my car, assemble his wheelchair for him to get out the car. We come home, everybody gets, what they need to do done. There's always laundry, there's always dishes, there's always a meal, there's always, cleaning up, mopping, whatever has to be done around the house. So that's pretty much on a daily thing. If we don't have a day where we're going out there, we're, in the house, making sure everything is taken care of. His needs are met, whatever they are. He's been in and out of transition with pain issues because of his spinal cord. He has severe spinal cord issues. So there are days when he has what they call, basically, I forget the medical terminology. It's basically where his nerves misfire. They think they're telling a part of the body to do something, but that part of the body no longer can do that. That is pain. That causes severe pain. So anybody familiar with neuropathy and stuff, it's kind of like that. It's like we think of it as thin pins and needles, but with him, it's a more intense. So there's massaging that has to go on. There's some stretching that has to go on. There's some monitoring because it can get as severe enough that we have gone for the first couple of years. He was a regular in the emergency room because he has to have intravenous medication, pain medication. So that's a pretty typical day.
Real quick, Slot Sister said had to come in from lurking, come out of the background from lurking, tell Rose S. Slots, this is an amazing sis is amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
You know.
I appreciate
So
it.
with all that you do all the time, everything that you just broke down one day, but you have a whole week. How do you find time to even get to the casino?
Well, my son is not a complete, he can do things. He can get in and out of his chair on his own. He can, luckily, we're fortunate we have an older home, so he can wheel around the house. No, he doesn't have fibromyalgia, call. He doesn't have fibromyalgia. It's similar to fibromyalgia, but it isn't fibromyalgia. I don't remember the technical name. He's pretty self-sufficient. If he's having a good day or a good couple of days, we get things done. He can, he sits up and plays his video games. He's online, he's wants to be a professional gamer. He does get in tournaments. He's won a few dollars. So when he's having a good day or he decides he wants to go and, visit a friend, he has a lady friend that he's involved with, that he'll go visit her, then I'll go out. Or he'll say, Mom, I'm good. I'm good for the day. I'm going to spend the day just hanging out, playing video games and stuff. So, bye. He'll kick me out. He'll like, bye, go gamble or whatever. So I'll either go ahead.
I was going to say, so he's a gamer. Have you got him into YouTube? Is he going to start his own channel soon? Gaming channel?
He had a YouTube channel because he was very much into fish. He was very much into tropical fish. He had a YouTube channel for fish. And he started getting a little discouraged with that because unfortunately, it's a balancing act. And there were days that he could not attend to his tank. So he got a little discouraged, but he did have a YouTube channel. But as far as gaming, no, my son is kind of like my mom. He's kind of private, so he's not going to put his face on that. He's not going to put his face out there like that. He's not like his mama. He always tells me, he's like, I don't know how you do what you do. My oldest son for 2020, I was winning so much. My son told me I needed to sell my secrets. And I was like, there's no secrets. It's just 2020 was a good year. 2021 was 2022 has been like, ooh, let's hurt.
Yeah, those secrets are gone. Life of a Gambler Bobby says, boy needs his alone time with the ladies.
He has a lady friend, Bobby. It ain't a sugar mama, but she's a very nice young lady. So, there'll be times he's having a good run, a couple of days. He'll say, I'll set him up with what he needs. He'll say, I don't need a full meal or I'll cook. And he'll say, well, I'll have that for lunch and dinner. Don't worry about it. And then he'll kick me out. He's like, bye, go back. And then my oldest son and his family, we have a really big house here. My oldest son and his family also resides here. So my son will say, Mom, we're going to be home this weekend. We're not going anywhere. We'll take care of him. Go ahead and run. And that's when you'll see me running away at the casino. But a lot of times, if I'm going away for a couple of days and I'm at the casino, Tahoe or whatever, he rides with me. He rides shotgun. We put his chair in the back and, he gets comfortable. He has his medical marijuana and we ride. When I went to Tahoe to meet the Yoshis, we were staying in Reno. I was like, you want to go to Tahoe? He's like, no, I'll hang out here. He hung out.
I got a question because you just brought it up. Yeah. Does he hotbox the van while you're driving?
No, he's not allowed to hotbox the car. He is not allowed to hotbox the car. He can smoke as long as the windows are down or the air conditioner's running with my stuff running through it. But no, he's not allowed. I don't smoke. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I don't smoke. I have vaped and I do edibles, but I don't do flower. He does flower. I don't do flower.
Okay.
So
I just thought I'd bring that in there. I have one more question. Personal question for you before we get on to gambling. Okay. You have grandkids that live with you, correct?
I have one. My grandson, my youngest grandson does. My oldest granddaughter lives in Brooklyn, New York. She's a Brooklynite.
A Brooklynite. Okay.
Yep.
So what is your grandson call you?
They both call me either Graham, Gram, or Grammy, Grammy, because they have other grandmothers. Excuse me, 1 second.
Oh, she fell. Okay, guys, let's see what we got going on here in the chat. I saw Bobby. She is an amazing woman. What she does, hey.
You asked. There he is.
There you go. There goes
Say
the
hi.
grandbaby.
Hi. Okay. Bye-bye. I normally don't let him be seen because he's underage and has not made the decision that he can consent to that. But since you just asked about him, there he is.
I was curious what your grandkids called.
He's here full time, and he's 3.
Thank you, Naked, for coming in again. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I don't need help finding my perfect match. I already got it. Man versus Slots is in the house. SoCal Girl is in the house. Melvin Lopez is in the house. So we're going to talk about gambling now. How did you get started gambling?
I'll give you the short version of it. Okay. My mother in our family was the queen of slots. My mother, the only gambling my mother did was slots until the California lottery came out with scratchers. My father would take my mother to Reno, and then we have family members who lived in North Las Vegas. So that is how I got into slots. I played slots. Really? I played slots at 19. I was married, and I went with my husband out of town with some friends, and we were in the casino. And I knew I was underage, but I didn't know the semantics of gambling. And I hit, I think back then it was like $900 or $1,000, and it was in quarters. And a friend of mine said, get your behind out this casino before you hit a jackpot and can't collect. And I'm like, what? And she's like, fool, you're supposed to be 21 to gamble. If you hit a big jackpot, you can't even get the money. But my mom is the reason I got into slots. My first real slot adventure was with my mother in Reno. At how many people know the Fitzgerald? And the first I've been playing slots for all you old heads. I've been playing slots since when you knew it was a good jackpot or a good line hit or whatever, because the quarters would be hot in your hand. They'd be warm they've been sitting near the machine, the hopper, so long they were hot. So when they came down and they were hot, you knew they'd been sitting there a long time. That's how slots.
I remember gambling with the coins and then going up to bed and your hands are just black because you've been touching all those coins going in and out of the machines. So glad they got. I
never knew why the older ladies, the ones that used to come up on the buses and stuff, will wear those white gloves. I'm like, why are they always wearing white gloves? Now I found out later. Like you said, coins from quarters to, if everybody remember, when you play dollar machines, you have to play with a silver dollar.
Yep, exactly. So that's how you got started gambling. Let's talk about some of your biggest wins. Because I saw a video that's I guess it's featured on your channel for new members to come in. You hit the grand, and I guess you bought your son a car with that money.
My son, it's funny. I'll tell you first the biggest one. The biggest win was by mistake. The biggest win I ever won was at Cache Creek. And if you guys are in Northern California, Cache Creek didn't have a parking garage. They had a big mud hill that you used to park on. And when it rained, it was muddy. So I went to Cache Creek, and the first thing I won was, I thought I was playing $1 a line, 5 lines for $5. I was so stupid and not paying attention and drinking that I was playing $5 a line, $25 to spin.
Oh, nice.
And it was on oh my God, I can't think of the name of it. I just saw it the other day, but it's the one where it counts up all your thing. And I got the little square for 1,000 points.
Okay.
And I said, oh shoot, I hit $1,000. And this little older white lady comes and taps me on the shoulder. She says, no, baby, you won way more than that. So I'm like, huh? So it counts. It's like 1,000. I'm like, okay. And then 2,000. I'm like, okay. And it's 3,000. I'm like, okay, 4,000, 5,000. And I'm like, oh shoot, I won $5,000. And I'm like, I won $5,000 on $5. And she tapped me on the shoulder again. She said, no, baby, you were betting $25 to spend. I put $100 in and pulled twice.
Wow.
And won $5,000. That was the first big lump sum I won. The grand, my son and both my sons called me. I was at the casino before I won. My son had just bought a car from a friend, and the police were chasing a guy through our neighborhood.
Guys, she does live in Oakland. So
I live in Oakland, but they were chasing this guy. He was not from Oakland. He was from San Leandro or something. And they chased him into Oakland. He got off and came up our street. He hits my neighbor's car. He loses control, smacks a car, hits my neighbor's truck, cuts a light pole dang near in half. And the car bounces off and hits my son's car. No. Yes, I'm sorry. You got to turn it up. And hits my son's car. And we're like, wait a minute. So they're calling. This is before I hit my jackpot. So I'm at the casino going, oh shit, my son just got his car messed up and everything. And me and this lady are talking, and I'm playing Lightning Lit, high stakes. And I bumped my bet up to nickels at $6.25. And I didn't even spend 25, 30 bucks. And I hit the grand. And I told my son, I said, I called him. And I said, don't worry about getting a car. We'll get you a car. And he's like, how are we going to get a car? I said, don't worry about it. And that's how he got a car.
Thank you for that, Randy, the slot wizard. I appreciate that, bro. Hey, tomorrow's show at 3:30 is going to be fantastic. I hope you join, Randy. Just saying.
So that's the grand is the most I've ever won in one lump sum.
Okay. So how about the biggest loss? What's the biggest loss that you've taken at a casino? Yeah, I said that.
No, I'm looking at my son because he's about to probably have a fit. Oh, he said he's not listening. The most I've ever lost in one casino session was about 8 hours, was about $5,000.
Wow.
5K. And I was going up and down the ladder, anywhere from 50 cents to I think it was $30 to spend. And I was on a roll in the beginning. I mean, I was on a really good roll. I was up. I would have been up about a couple of grand. And it was a maxed out, it was at Cash Creek. And it was a maxed out grand on Dragon Link. It was $18,888 and whatever.
Yeah.
And I had been sitting there, and I had been winning. I had gotten the bonuses, and a couple of 5 or 6 times I had gotten 14. And I said, okay, are you trying to tell me something? And I, like a dummy, know better. All us gamblers, we know better. But I took it as a sign that maybe it was going to cash in for me. And when it was all said and I gave up, I was $5,000 into the machine.
That's funny. You say, I take it as a sign, because we've all been there. Oh, I didn't see any bonuses come up with this $100. Let me stick another $100 in because it's going to come up now. Oh, look, it's starting to come through because now it's dropping 2 at a time. If I put one more 100 in, it's going to drop the third one. I got to do it. It's a sign. It's a sign. It always happens that way, and we keep putting it in there and thinking that it's going to come back. Did your dad ever gamble?
My dad was a poker player, but My dad ran a weekend card game with friends.
Okay.
So by the time I was a gambler, my father had stopped gambling. He didn't gamble. He would go with my mom to Reno and go to Vegas. And he may go watch her, sit with her, drink some coffees, have a cocktail, but he really did not gamble. He said he had done his gambling early in life, enough to that he didn't gamble anymore. But he supported my mom and her slots all day, all night until he figured she had been down there long enough, and he'd go and like, hey, you need to go to bed. You've been down here for like 12 hours. It's time to go to sleep.
There you go. What is the closest casino to you that you gamble at frequently?
Well, I love it, and I have a love-hate relationship with Grayton Casino in Roanoke Park, California. They make you give an arm, a leg, and 2 fingers to jump up a tier. So I fluctuate between Cache Creek, which is an hour and a half away from me, and River Rock Casino, which is an hour and a half. They're in different directions, but they are both an hour and a half from my house. Okay. But Cache Creek Grayton is an hour. Then there's a smaller, I think you would call it a level 3.
Give a shout out. I see, of course, T-Town Gambler, Mr. Handpay's in the house. Appreciate you coming in. Little Dutchie's in the house as well. Thank you for coming in, Little Dutchie. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So you're great. Okay. And what was the other one?
There's one closer, but it's a class 3, which is, from what I understand, is bingo. It has a little bingo card thing with it, which would be San Pablo Casino, or it's called Latin Casino, which is in San Pablo, California.
The San Pablo one with the class 3, do they have the red screens there? Is that red screens?
No, they don't have red screens. They have all, from what I can see walking around as of late, which they have upgraded it, and the Good Life 88 has played there before. Okay. They've upgraded their casino. They have Lightning Link. They have Dragon Link. They have all the only popular game that I have not seen there, and it may be the way the machines are programmed, is they don't have Dragon Link.
Okay.
They don't have Dragon Link.
But they all have a bingo card.
But they all have some kind of bingo card attached to it, yes. So I think that makes them I think that's considered a class 3.
Okay.
So, but the closest that I regularly play out would either be an hour and a half in either direction, which would be Cache Creek or River Rock Casino.
Okay. So in Northern California, your opinion, what is the best casino to play at?
In Northern California, the best casino, I would say, are you talking about just gambling, or are you talking about an overall resort and casino?
Resort and casino, but for you, gambling. If you were, put it this way, if you were going to tell somebody, hey, you have to come up here because of this casino, I want you to check it out, which casino would that be? I would, great love-hate relationship with it.
I would say Grayton overall. If I was going to have someone come up and just do it, I would say Grayton. It's really a nice place. It has a really great selection of restaurants, and they keep a lot of the newer games. They do have the all the Lightning Links, all the Dragon Links. They have all the bag game. They have all the up and coming popular slot machines. They do for the poker players. They got their own poker room. So it's got a poker room. They do have a really nice high stakes area. So I would say Grayton would be nice. They're a little pricey on their rooms, and their cabanas are pretty pricey. But I mean, overall for a casino, it would be a nice casino to come and visit and stay.
Okay. So your time at the casino, what's the craziest thing that you've seen while you were gambling?
While gambling, I don't think I've even told my kids this. I was it was really, really early in the morning. It had to be about like 2 in the morning. I'm in high limit, and I'm not going to mention the casino, but they have a kind of a off high limit area where you have to go in and be in the high limit. And in the back, they have what they call, I guess we consider the super high limit, where all the $5 and $10 machines are. There was a sexual act going on at the casino, and I guess they didn't realize anybody was in the high limit area, and it was quite loud, and enough that I guess somebody else went and told management, and security came and escorted the young lady and the gentleman out of the high limit area.
Was that Randy the Slot Wizard by any chance?
I don't think it was Randy the Slot Wizard, but whoever it was,
as long as there were no farm animals there, it should have been okay.
You know, I don't think sexual acts in the casino or on the casino floor is acceptable. I don't even think a whale could get away with it.
Hey,
but that's the craziest thing I've seen while gambling at a casino.
Well, you know, I did mention this topic in another series, in another one of my episodes, and I had brought up the topic of State Line in California, Whiskey Pete's being an older casino. I think one of the people in the chat right now said that they found used condoms on the floor next to the bar. It's a truck stop casino. I'm not sure if you're familiar with.
Yes, I'm familiar with the term parking lot lizards. I know some people who are long distance truck drivers out of Louisiana they told some stories. They told some stories to some adult crowds and
I'm sure they have. So let's jump topics now. Let's get into your channel. Why'd you start your channel?
On a dare. I started my channel on a dare. Someone that I played slots with was talking about how they had run across slot channels on YouTube. And they said, oh, I could never film, what I do and let people know how much I win or how much I lose. And I'm like, why not? I mean, it's not like you're the only person that's gambling that wins or loses. And she said, I bet you wouldn't do it. And I said, I bet you I would. And she said, do it. And I did it. And so, I mean, I did it as part of a dare, but also I did it for me, for my record, because I'm not one of those people. I don't keep all the videos of all my playing.
Okay.
If something were to happen to my YouTube channel, I'd probably lose 55% of all my playing and everything, because I don't have enough storage. I don't have a tower or a backup thing that I keep all my videos and stuff. I post them, and a lot of time within 6 months or so, I'm deleting it.
Okay.
So that was it.
Real quick, we're gonna jump backwards real quick. Mr. Hampe said you should have seen Randy the Slot Wizard and Juicy at Potawatomi that time. Hey, I heard stories about that. I don't want to repeat that. Max Fox said, wish I could see some sexual acts on the casino floor. Maybe that would take my mind off of gambling and save some money. Hey, true story. It would probably, that's why they sort of banned it at the casinos, because they don't want people to stop gambling to watch something else. I'm just saying.
That's why they don't have any windows, any clocks. They don't have. I mean, I'm always surprised that they even have the digital televisions that tell you when, at some casinos, when somebody hits a jackpot and tell you how much it is, because usually that's a distraction. I'm still surprised that they have live bands, live singers and stuff. I guess they have to have some type of entertainment, but most casinos, they don't want to have anything that's going to distract you from putting money into those machines on their table.
They just want to keep feeding you drinks and keeping you in front of that machine. So you started your channel basically because somebody sort of dared you or challenged you not to. Hey, when somebody tells me I can't do something, that's usually when I try and do it. I like to prove people wrong.
Yep.
What's been the toughest part for you in the channel? I know you've been on YouTube for a little while, but what's been the hardest part for you in starting this channel?
To remember to record, because that's not my nature. I mean, I'll record things, and I will tell you, there are so many times I've been to the casino. I'm there for the fun of it, and I'm there for my personal enjoyment, that I don't even break out a camera. I don't record every time I go to the casino. I don't record everything. Now, I'm not going to put down people who are monetized and have a lot of subscribers and stuff. But my personal feeling is, when you get to a certain level and you have so many followers and people are making a donation to your channel, to me, I would feel obligated to have to give them content at least once to twice a week. And I'm not ready for that commitment. So,
Okay.
you know, I do it for the fun of it. I do it for the leisure. And you'll know when it stops being fun and stuff for me, because my channel will disappear.
Well, that you know what? If you're having fun with it, it doesn't make a difference if you're thinking about monetization or not, as long as it's for you. That's the main point. I mean, I talk about this all the time about other channels that say, "Oh no, I'm having fun with it, and I don't really care if I'm monetized or not." But then later on, they're like, "I need to get monetized. I need to do this." So it sounds like you're honest with yourself of what your channel is and what you're doing. It's a fun, it's a distraction. You're not going to the casino. Well, you do go to the casino, but you're not there for the intent of just capturing content. You're there to relax, have a good time. If the content happens, it happens.
The funny thing about it is, the reason I have as many subscribers and new people come to my channel is people like you, GA Gambler, Granny and Dice. So many other channels have been nice enough and have shouted me at the Yoshis. You know, there are so many other channels that have grown my membership. I didn't grow my membership organic. I mean, I didn't go out and, pound the pavement to get people. Other people were saying, Rose is so nice, Rose is so sweet. Have you seen her win? Have you seen her lose? Have you whatever? Those people got me the over 300, because I think at one time I was stagnated at 175. And then, I've always been in the community supporting other people, because if you're enjoying it and having a good time, I'm enjoying watching you have a good time. I'm not having a good time if you're struggling trying to make content, or you're doing all these up and crazy bets and all that. I mean, that's fun to watch, but if you're not having fun and enjoying it, then I'm not enjoying it as a viewer. And that's just my personal opinion.
Exactly. Real Twinning Slots, thank you for coming in. Life of a Gambler says it's true, word for word. On the first shot, he was perfect. How many times has he butchered all of my comments? All the time, Bobby. All the time I do butcher your comments.
You gotta love
anyway, what I wanted to say there is, you're in so many lives. I see you participating all over the place. And it's not only you recording and having a good time doing that, but you're in the community and you're interacting with it as a viewer. How you just said it, that you could tell if a creator's not having fun recording a bonus or recording a video. How does that come across to you? Because let's face it, we all lose. We all go through.
It's hard to explain, but I'll do this. I've heard a lot of creators, a lot of content. I'm going to say this is my personal opinion, and you can love it or hate it. I'm not really interested in a channel where you're winning all the time. If all you're showing is your winnings all the time, That's not fun to me. I mean, I show my bonuses, and I'll show my bonuses whether it has zero win dollars. I just get the original money, or it gets to $5 or $10. But there are channels, they started out doing nickel and dimes, and now they're doing $25, $50, $75 a spin. And it's like, it to me, it doesn't feel genuine and organic. It feels like you're trying to do this kind of stuff to keep your audience, that you're trying to keep the people, now that you become monetized, you're trying to keep those people, excited and engaged. And it just loses, for me, it loses something in the translation.
Okay. No, I see where you're going, because I think a lot of younger, well, I don't want to get into that, but a lot of younger channels or channels that are just growing up, so to speak, they try to do things to speed up the growth of their channel,
Yes.
and not being true to themselves. And they find out that they're spending more money trying to get 5 viewers than just enjoying the time that they have on the machine. Where it could grow eventually. You could get up to the $25 bets. You could get up to the $100 bets, but don't try and rush through it,
Right.
so to speak.
Yeah.
So your channel, for you, what is the goal for your channel?
To be honest with you, I don't have a goal.
Okay.
I don't have a set goal for my channel. My channel is what it is. You're going to see some bonuses. You may come in and see that I went to a burger spot. You may come in and see, if you go back some videos, the first time I saw a robot delivering food at Grayton in one of the eateries. You're going to see a lot of different things. And I really was told I should change my name because it's not just slots. But, I never set a goal for my channel. My channel is like me. It's eclectic. It's some days it's not going to have nothing going on for a while, and then boom, I may have 6 or 7 videos up. There's no true goal for the channel. The channel is what it is. It's a part of me having a good time, whether, that's opening fun mail. If that's, somebody like the Yoshis were nice enough and sent me some individually made bracelets. It's no real true goal to the channel. I'm not striving to do anything particular with it.
Awesome. Real quick, let me recognize this. Caesar Carasso Slots. Carrasio? Am I pronouncing that right? Carrasio Slots. Good luck, everybody, this weekend for all the channels. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I really, really, really appreciate it. Max Fox, thank you for looking after me. Life of a Gambler, he reads more comments than most. I appreciate that. If I read them correctly, hey, Bobby knows it. He's just trying to give me some shit. It's all
I
good.
just want to acknowledge a question I'm being asked. No, Miss Karen, I have not made it to Amy's yet. We were talking about this great restaurant that's all over, and one's near Grayton. I haven't been to Grayton, Miss Karen, so no, I haven't been to Amy's, but it's on my list. It's on my list.
That's another question. You've done collaborations with the Yoshis. You've done collaborations with the Good Life 88. Have you met up with Karen Love Slots yet?
No, Karen and we're working on that. And I will say this now. I'm working on something for some local channels to maybe get together and hang out and maybe eat and talk and do some slotting. I'm working on that. I have not got a chance to hook up with Miss Karen. She and several others. I'll be coming to Southern California. I'm going to try to do it before the end of the year. I was supposed to come in August to the Yoshi's event, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to make it in August. I really had planned. Bobby quit.
He reads them wrong. So does that count? Absolutely, Bobby, it counts. I make up my own words. I just put them in there. It's all good.
So I will be trying to come to Southern California by the end of the year. I thought I was going to be able to do it in August. So I won't be able to do it in August. So but I'm going to come, and I've been told the good things and bad things. I'm going to try Yamava. I'm going to try Harrah's. I was told by Bobby it's deep in an orange orchard, so I better be prepared for the smell of oranges filtering the air. There's a couple of other smaller ones, Morongo, Little Morongo. So I'm going to be coming to Southern California. I just don't know when yet, and when I do, I will be letting everybody know.
Okay, and that event that you're planning, Karen Love Slots is going to be there. If her twin sister in the kitchen with Karen is going to be there, please have her do all the catering for it. We would love to go, only if her twin sister's there.
Well, it'll be, if I do this, what I'm talking about, it's just going to be a small few little channels just getting together. It won't be something huge because I don't have the connections through Grayton to get all us the perks and the, can we film and all that kind of thing.
You don't have the connections, but just reach over to the Good Life 88. Hey,
he and NorCal Slot Guy, I think, got the inside scoop on Grayton, or Slot Hustler. So I may talk to them, but it's just right now it's in my mind. It's nothing planned particularly. It's just in my mind because we all enjoy.
Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, Brad.
I mean, we all just enjoy slotting. Most of us enjoy slotting, whether and it's just fun to get together sometime and talk slots. Oh my God, did you see that? Oh my God, I had on Dollar Storm, I had the super grand chance. It was right there and then it slipped by. We all have those stories.
Exactly.
How I had 15, I had 14, and the 15 rolled around 3 times but never land. I mean, we all have those stories.
We all do. And those are so much fun. Hey, we're going to jump from your channel now, and we're going to get into quick hits.
All right.
This is the segment where I ask you, would you rather do this or that? Okay. So we're going to get into this right now. First question, would you rather have a golden voice or a silver tongue?
Oh, silver tongue.
Silver tongue. Okay. Would you rather have a get out of jail free card or a key to open any door?
Ooh. Let's see. My mouth has gotten me a lot of trouble. A get out of jail free card would give me so much. I think I gotta take the key to open any door.
Okay. Would you rather have an easy job working for somebody else or a job working for yourself incredibly hard?
I've done both. To be honest with you, not to hate on all the entrepreneurs, I'm going to work for somebody. I've had my own business. My father was an entrepreneur and had his own business, and I saw what it took. People don't realize how hard it is to have your own business. A lot of these young people think, hey, I'm just going to go and get a business name and do this and get an LLC and do this and this. And they have no idea that for the first couple of years, everything that you make, you have to put back into your business.
Not only that, you don't make anything the first couple of years.
You don't. So, that's why a lot of people for the first few years, if you've known anybody that's really successful that didn't, well, I mean, they got different things now. They got all these angel investors and all this kind of stuff now. But back in the day, most entrepreneurs, you started out, you had your own business, and you worked a regular job, and you didn't cut off that regular job until your business actually produced a profit, which was for a long time. And point of fact, knowing somebody, if you have a business and it has not made a profit in 5 years, the IRS considers it a hobby.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay. Show or tell? Hey, Shelly Archuleta, thank you for coming in.
Tell.
Okay. Dogs barking or babies crying?
Oh, dogs barking all day long.
Okay. Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
Okay. Hot coffee or iced coffee?
Ugh. Hot coffee.
Win a race or win a debate?
Win a debate.
Okay. Cooking or being cooked for?
Oh, being cooked for. God,
Okay.
yes.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Chinese food.
Okay. Ribeye or T-bone?
Can I get an ounce on the ribeye?
Okay. They could be 12 ounces, 14, 16 ounces.
T-bone.
T-bone. Okay. Let's see. Words or actions?
Actions.
Okay. Wash dishes immediately or wait until the sink is full?
Oh God, that's a question. Wash dishes immediately.
Okay. Bar soap or body wash?
Body wash.
Okay. Last 4 questions for you. If somebody was going to give you a dream car right now, what would you want that dream car to be?
I can't remember the year, but I want a Ford Fairlane.
Ford Fairlane. Okay.
Even with
Why
its
a Ford
mechanical
Fairlane?
problems, I have, oh my God, I saw one, a lady had one when I was a kid. And I've been fascinated by them forever. I've seen them at museums. They used to be I don't know if it's still there in Reno. It used to be a car museum and they had one. And I got to look up close. The guy was like, ma'am, you have to stay behind the rope. But I think I'm not sure what year it is, but a Ford Fairlane. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one before. You had one of my dream cars back in the day. You had it 1 year younger than the one I want. I want a 1967 Mustang. You had the 66.
I wanted a 67. My father couldn't find one because I wanted a car the year I still do. I want to have a car that was made the year I was born.
Right here.
And so they had a 67, but it was a convertible. And my father wouldn't buy me a convertible because he said, you don't have a garage. Where we were living at, my ex-husband and I at the time, we didn't have a garage. And he was always scared somebody would cut the top. So he wouldn't buy the convertible, which was a 67. Okay. And so he bought the 66, 289. He bought that instead.
I wish you still had that car. That's a beautiful car.
Okay, trust me, I tried to get one. I tried my best when we sold the commercial property to do a phone auction with Meekum Auctions. I tried to buy one. A guy outbid me by $4,000. I tried to buy one. It was in mint condition, original. Everything was original except for some of the flooring had to be redone. And he and I went toe to toe. But when it got to be 20, I think it got up to be like 22. It got to be up to 22,000. And when he jumped from 22 to 26, I had to let it go. I couldn't pay 26,000. I couldn't go over 26,000.
Yeah. No, I get it. Okay, so last 3 questions. Best restaurant you've been to?
Best restaurant I've been to, people are going to have a fit because I've been to Fleming's and all kind of stuff. The best restaurant I've been to is the Lucky Beaver in Lake Tahoe, which is right across from Harrah's. They do old school burgers like nobody else on a flame grilled pit that goes around in a circle. And if you go look at on my page and go back a ways, there is a video where I show where the grill basically rotates. It's a flame grill. And that is, to this day, other than this place called Super Duper Burger, is the best burger I've ever had. And whenever I go to Reno, I drive to Lake Tahoe to go to this place. If I stay in Lake Tahoe, I stay at Harvey's, so I can literally walk across the street to the place and walk across back. But Lucky Beaver is the best restaurant I've ever been to.
Guys, Lucky Beaver is where you got to go. Lucky Beaver is where you want to be. I'm just saying. Lucky Beaver, it's there. Didn't have to do much with that one. Okay, what restaurant would you recommend to anybody coming into Oaktown?
What is that? What is that marketplace? The one in Fremont. Broiler. There's a place called I believe it's called the Broiler Market. It's in Fremont, California. They have some of the best, and I really don't eat this, but they have some of the best clam chowder I've ever tasted. The best place that had it before it's closed down, but they have the best authentic clam chowder, and I really don't eat clam chowder that I've ever tasted.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to toss one more question in there because I know you're in the Bay Area. I asked this to a lot of people that live in the Bay Area. How often have you been to Alcatraz?
In my life, twice.
Okay.
Once as an adult, and once as a field trip for school.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I lived up there for so long, never went to Alcatraz. Soon as I moved back down to California, our first trip back there, we went to Alcatraz.
I got one better for you. You've never been to Alcatraz when you lived up here. I've been up here all my life and never been on a cable car.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You know, sometimes we ignore the beauty that's right around us. You know what I mean?
We do.
Not that Alcatraz was a beauty, but just say
people come from all over the world to go there, though.
Exactly. Last question. Best thing you ever ate, and if it was Lucky Beaver, then
no. The best thing I ever ate was a 6-ounce filet mignon at Fleming's Steakhouse, and it's there in Southern California, but I can't remember exactly where it is. That was the best steak I've ever had.
And that was at Fleming's, you said?
Fleming's Steakhouse. It's in Southern California. I'd have to ask my friend which Fleming's it is, but it was at Fleming's. It was the best steak I've ever had. I mean, barely needed the knife just to cut it. It was beautiful, and I'm a well done girl. It was beautifully cooked. It was flavored. It still had the moisture, but the texture, and it was just absolute. And I asked, and all they had put on it was salt and pepper.
Wow. That must have been a good piece of meat for sure.
It was.
Okay, Rose, is there any final comments you want to make to everybody that's here watching you today?
The only comment I would like to make is if you have a slot channel, or if you're a slot channel supporter, make sure that you recognize either the creator, if you are a supporter, or if you are a channel person. Make sure that you thank the people that have subscribed to your channel. You don't have to do it on an individual basis. You can do it in a video or something. Just acknowledge each party, because we wouldn't be here one without the other.
Without a doubt. On that note, I'd like to thank everybody that came into the house tonight. You guys all know I love you. Spinning and winning slots with Blaine, Bobley, Life of a Gambler, Gamble B Slots. I'm not going to go down the list. Karen loves slots. You guys all know you're in here every day. I see you guys every day. I appreciate you guys every day. Until tomorrow, guys, we got some shows coming up. Tomorrow I have a great show coming at you. Then Thursday we have it again. Gracie Lux Slots is going to be on here. You're going to find out about her channel. Next week we have, of course, Tiffany Mills Slot Channel and a couple of others coming up down the road. So until then, let the good times roll, baby, and I will talk to you then. Have a fantastic evening, guys.